Chapter 3, My Paul Harvey God. Have you ever experienced the overwhelming love of God so close that you feel His strong arms gently holding you? Have you memories of those extraordinary moments when He lets you know things that only He could reveal? Some people might say that these situations occurred by coincidence. However, I choose to believe that God, and only God, carefully orchestrates events that take place in each and every case. Nurses have a tendency to be outcome-driven. We live by a process that includes detailed assessments, care plans, actions, evaluations, and outcomes. Measuring outcomes provides a picture of what we do well and what areas may need improvement, just like a scale. We can measure specific facts, such as patient satisfaction, infection rates, retention of staff, etc. There's something comforting about knowing the outcome. When God lets me know the outcome of a situation, I'm never more confident of His great love for me. Paul Harvey uses vignettes in his radio talk show. At the beginning of his program, he provides a portion of an adventure or event. Then he leaves his listeners hanging for the entirety of the show until right before the end of the broadcast. He makes this statement: "Now, for the rest of the story." God is my Paul Harvey God when He lets me know the rest of the story. The meltdown. I was working as an IV nurse and was called to the 5th floor to restart an IV on a young woman in her early 40s. As I was about to enter the patient's room, I heard a woman sobbing in the bathroom to my left. I inquired softly, "Are you all right?" Her response was, "No, I'm having a meltdown." Then I simply asked, "Do you need a hug?" "Yes, I could use one." I held this dear woman, and miraculously, I also held my tongue. Through tears and sobs, she tenderly told me her story. "You see, that is my daughter in the bed, and she is dying of a brain tumor. She has 3 wonderful children and a husband that loves her deeply, and the worst thing is she doesn't know she's dying." Being a nurse who prays a lot, I sent up a silent stat prayer from my heart. Went like this: "Father, please give me the words to comfort this woman." And He did. Pondering if this dear one would be receptive to God's word, I asked her a very unarming question. "Are you a woman of faith?" Her answer was a very definite, "Oh, yes, I am." That response gave me the clearance I needed to continue. I have something to tell you that may seem very strange to you, but I'm going to tell you anyway. I hesitated for a moment, took in a deep breath, and then slowly explained the message. This is a picture of God's grace. You see, I only have one son, and if I knew that I was going to die and I had to leave him, it would tear me up. God is sparing your daughter that pain, and you are carrying it instead. You are bearing a heartache that she never has to bear. This is intercessory pain and tears, and it is God's grace to your daughter. After a bit of mopping up our faces, this precious mother and I walked into the room. I was able to meet this sweet, confused young woman and restart her IV site. I never saw her again during our hospitalization. But one day, I ran into her mother